Hello, what's up everyone? Welcome to Am I the Asshole? Reddit Stories. I'm your host, Zena, and today I am joined by a very special asshole, my cousin Elaine.
Hello everybody.
Today we're going to be reading Reddit stories and we're going to be deciding if they are the villain or if they're a little bit of an asshole or if they're not the asshole. Are you ready to judge some strangers and maybe each other too?
Let's do it.
So sit back, grab a snack, and maybe some popcorn, and let's get into it. Some of these are not only going to be Am I the Asshole, but they're going to be Am I the Devil? So they're going to be super assholes. So they're from Am I the Asshole, and then they get reposted to Am I the Devil? Am I the asshole for demanding my boyfriend to leave the house at 1 a.m. because he ordered Indian food? So right off the bat, what do you say?
Yes.
I don't even get it. Am I the asshole for demanding my boyfriend leave the house at 1 a.m. because he ordered Indian food? Like, did you not want the food or did you want the other food? And he got the wrong type of food.
See, I'm questioning on whether or not Indian food probably gives him gas. That's my thoughts.
Okay, well, let's see. My 31 female boyfriend, 34 male, arrogantly ordered Indian food from Uber Eats when I told him not to. That he just waits a bit. My dad's friend who owns a very highly rated Indian joint can get us food when it opens tomorrow. And that the place he's ordering from isn't good. But he didn't wait. Just stubbornly goes, I'm gonna get this, shrugging his shoulders without even looking at me. Well, he goes to bed early after eating it and I had some work to catch up on. So join him a bit later. As soon as I lift the sheets up to get into bed, it stinks. Oh, you were right! He's been farting up the entire bed and now filling the room with gas. I'm so annoyed. I try going to bed, but he just keeps farting and each one stinks. Opening the window doesn't help. Of course, I'm having a go at him because I have to get up for work tomorrow. He doesn't have work until noon, and so he moves to the couch in defiance. Some context. It's the middle of winter, it's super cold in the living room couch, and he doesn't have enough blankets. It's also my place he's sleeping over at, and we drove in my car, which I need to get to work. By now it's 1 a.m., and I figure it will take half an hour to drop him home. I can be back at 1:45 a.m. and at least get a few hours of decent sleep, and so would he. I tell him I'm taking him home and basically kicking him out. Now he's even more upset now, but agreeing. We are arguing the whole way. The next day, I told my parents, and they said I kicked him out of my house, and that was wrong. Reddit. Am I the asshole?
Well, to be fair, this is somebody that you're wanting to see a future with, and if you're going to kick your husband out of the house, where are they going?
Just because he's farting?
Yeah.
He's literally farting. You could just bitch at him, spray some stuff, and then boom.
Let him go sleep on the couch.
Right.
That's where he was
And then
gonna
he's
go
going
sleep.
on the couch.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
You didn't even give him a chance to sleep on the couch. Let him be cold.
Yeah, this person's been declared the asshole, obviously, because it's on Am I the Devil. How can you be that mad about something to the point that you're going to kick them out? It's a normal, natural thing that a body does. And I don't understand why she would literally get that mad.
Again, if it was a husband, what were you going to do with him?
Just because he ordered the wrong Indian food? OP has offered the following explanation for why they think they might be the asshole. I forced my boyfriend to leave the house and didn't give him a choice. Even though I had legit reasons, maybe it was too much. I asked my parents and they said I shouldn't have done that and should have been more considerate. That it wasn't his fault, the food was bad. It's like he was sick and that it was wrong to make him leave. That's true. It's like he was sick and you made him leave. What if he would have been throwing up? Would you have made him leave because his puking was an inconvenience to you? Because you heard him gagging in the toilet? Like, it's the same.
He's got gas. You can get
Everyone
gas
farts.
from anything for the most part.
Just the way this person wrote this, though, too. It's like, why are you with this person? That person is the asshole. All right. Here's one. This one has almost 7,000 upvotes. Oh, God. It's a long one. Buckle up. So, this one is just from Am I the Asshole? Here we go. Am I the asshole for leaving a party because my date refused to get me water? I had been seeing someone I met through mutual friends. We had good times one-on-one, and when he invited me to events with his friends, I'd contribute to the group dynamic by never showing up empty-handed and offering to grab drinks for others. Okay. Makes sense. Fast forward to a holiday-themed party with his friends. My date and I planned to meet there and hang out afterward. I spend the day cleaning my condo and preparing mulled wine to bring. During the party, people were getting drinks for one another, including me when I served the wine. So at one point, I was sitting on the couch, blocked in by only my date on one side and many others on my other side. I was tired and didn't feel like tightly squeezing past people I didn't know, so I asked my date if he could grab me a glass of water. He shook his head, and after I said, "Huh?" he said, "No, I was just up and you could have asked before I sat down again." I was taken aback because I view small gestures like grabbing water as basic acts of care for friends, but especially for someone you're dating. They're like me. I'm like an acts of service person. That moment, combined with a long day of preparation, left me feeling drained. Since the party was winding down and I didn't have the energy to engage further, I said my goodbyes and called a ride. My date offered to walk me out and said he felt hurt that I was leaving. I explained I needed to recharge, but that he was welcome to come over after the party. As we walked out, I jokingly mentioned how him not getting me water surprised me. He replied, "Wow, that really upset you, huh? I have to be guarded about these things, you know." Later we texted, but he seemed more upset about me leaving than interested in listening to why I felt drained. When I tried to call, he didn't answer. His texts were curt, and I eventually told him I'd let him decompress. 2 days later, I called to discuss what happened. He said he'd call that evening, but didn't reach out until 3 days later, saying, "I'm not dodging you, I've just been busy." At that point, I was over it, especially since he never acknowledged the misunderstanding or my attempts to resolve it. A month later, we finally had a conversation. He explained that getting me water felt subservient and was something I had to earn through time and being in the trenches with him. He also said I didn't understand how busy his life was. For context, I work multiple jobs. I calmly explained that grabbing water for someone isn't about being subservient, but a small act of kindness. After reflecting, I feel his responses and handling of the situation were disrespectful and indicative of bigger issues. So is there an asshole here? I appreciate the perspective.
I think there was better ways to handle it on both situations.
There was definitely better ways to handle it, but he doesn't have to make the comment like, "Wow, that really upset you, huh?" But it's like, it's not giving us the context of what she said either.
So that being said, too, she should have waited to even say anything.
Don't talk about it if you're upset about it still.
And don't talk about it on the way out the door.
And then it says, I jokingly mentioned how him not getting me water surprised.
I see that as you snidely said something about it.
Yeah. You're not the asshole, but he's also not really an asshole either. Because, I mean, when someone bites at you, you're going to...
Now, his last bit of the conversation where he's saying that that's earned...
A subservient?
A subservient... No, I don't think so. But
yeah,
I don't agree with that at all. That's an asshole thing to say.
Yeah.
But I feel like he's got some growing to do. But
those are some true colors. Some like underlying, like it's good that he showed his true colors.
Yeah, but her reaction too in making this joke about it on the way out the door is also showing her colors as well. Like, there's still, both sides are not 100% right.
You know, and she even said that he could come after, but then he didn't come. It says they were texting. Later we texted, but he seemed more upset about me. It's like, you're already being negative about
she shouldn't have said anything at all. Had she not said anything about it, not made the joke, and just told him to come over later and talked about it later, it probably wouldn't have been a big...
Just been like, bye, I'll talk to you later, you know. I'm not mad, I love you.
That doesn't need to be the main reason you left. If that was the main reason you left, but that's also really weird that you would leave a party with everybody's friends just because he didn't get you water.
She was already there, serving her wine, drinking everybody else's drinks and the foods and like chilling, and you're just
He said he'd just gotten up too. And
that moment combined with a long day of preparation left me feeling drained. Since the party was winding down and I didn't have the energy to engage further, I said my goodbyes and called a ride. I get wanting to leave, but leave with your partner.
Right.
Leave who you came with. Unless they made you feel uncomfortable for something. you know, but that's doesn't feel necessary. He just didn't get her water. Like, she was
And
just a little pissed off.
He literally had said, had you said something while I was up, though, I would have gotten it.
Yeah.
But you waited till I sat back down.
It says on here, it says not the asshole. Let's see what some comments say. A lot of people are talking about his behaviors, though,
Yeah.
with the conversation.
Yeah, no, that's
Like-
definitely valid.
Like, he's not the asshole with the whole water getting thing, but handling the conversation later and saying subservient, like, oh, I'm too
yeah,
good to
but-
get water.
I think he was also hurt by the fact that that's literally what made you leave. You just hurt his feelings because you left only because he didn't get you water.
This one says, as soon as I read the word subservient, I knew OP had dodged a bullet too. I have to earn your grabbing me water when I can easily get it myself. Water, count yourself lucky, OP. Do not be this guy's doormat, not the asshole.
No, I agree that that's an asshole thing to say, but I also feel like he probably was hurt at that time too when he said that.
And then this person said, honestly, if a stranger even asked me nicely, I'd get it. Yikes. Like, I'm not feeling well. Could you possibly grab me some water? Sure, it's a basic human need, and I'm not a complete jackass. Plus, you asked nicely.
Right.
I think everyone sucks here, to be honest.
Right.
This is not the asshole, but I really think this is everyone sucks.
I do too. Because for real, that's all that it took for you to leave. Yes, I do understand that he should have got you water. It's also a conversation that could have happened later, not when both of you were upset.
Right.
Because you were now leaving over a glass of water.
That's just ridiculous.
He could have been drained too. You both were at the party. You both were mingling with people.
It's just ridiculous.
But either way, I think both of them need to work on their communication.
They definitely need to work on their everyone sucks, and they need to work on their communication. If you can't handle having a conversation when you're upset, then you don't need to have conversations when you're upset. You need to wait and walk away or go in the other room and do whatever you need to do. Yeah. Everyone sucks.
You know what I would have done at that point? I would have turned to somebody else at the table and asked for a cup of water.
Literally. Yeah, go ask one of the men. Go ask one of the guys on the other side of you. Hey, man, can you give me a water? And I bet his ass would have got right up and gotten that water. All right. Moving along. So this will be our final story. And it's actually not an Am I the Asshole? I wanted to end on a positive note. So you listen. This is a legend. This is a Reddit legend. Okay. You hear a Redditor, you're like, oh, do you know this story? And they're like, oh, yes. And if they don't, they're not a Redditor. But you hear this story, you're officially a Redditor. Okay? This story is like classic. It's a legend. This is in the museum of Reddit. This is like 10 years old. But the OG post got removed, and so the new post is 4 years old. But it's the exact same copied paste. It has 65,000 upvotes and almost 1,500 comments. And the first comment is a true classic. The poop knife.
The poop knife. The poop knife.
My family poops big. Maybe it's genetic. Maybe it's our diet. But everyone births giant logs of crap. If anyone has laid a mega poop, you know that sometimes it won't flush. It lays across the hole in the bottom of the bowl, and the vortex draining water merely gives it a spin as it mocks you. Growing up, this was a common enough occurrence that our family had a poop knife. It was an old rusty kitchen knife that hung up on a nail in the laundry room, only to be used for that purpose. It was normal to walk through the hallway and have someone call out, "Hey, can you get me the poop knife?" I thought it was a standard kit. You have your plunger, your toilet brush, your poop knife. Fast forward to 22 years old. It's been a day or two between poops, and I'm over at a friend's house. My friend was the local dealer. I can't stop smiling. It's so funny. My friend was the local dealer and always had guests over because you can't buy weed without sitting on your ass and sampling it for an hour. I excuse myself and lay a gigantic turd. I look down and see that it's a sideways one. So I crack the door out and call for my friend. He arrives and I ask for his poop knife. My what? Your poop knife, I say. I need to use it, please. What the fuck is a poop knife? Obviously he has one. But maybe he calls it a more delicate name, a fecal cleaver, a dung divider, a guano glave. I explain what it is. I want it and why I want it. He starts giggling, then laughing. Then lots of people start laughing. It turns out the music stopped and everyone heard my plea through the door. It also turns out that none of them had poop knives. It was just my fucked up family and their fucked up bowels. Fuck my life. I told this to my wife last night, who was amused and horrified at the same time. It turns out that she did not know what a poop knife was and had never been using It turns out that she did not know what a poop knife was and had been using the old rusty knife hanging in the utility closet as a basic utility knife. Thankfully, she didn't cook with it, but it used to open Amazon boxes. She will be getting her own utility knife now. And then there's an edit. Why was this not in the bathroom and instead in the laundry room? Answer: we only had one poop knife. The laundry room was central to all 3 bathrooms. I have no idea why we didn't have 3 poop knives. All as I know is that we didn't. We had one. Possibly because my father was notoriously cheap about the weirdest things. So yes, we shared our poop knife. So, do you have a poop knife?
Fuck no.
You sure you don't want one in your bathroom?
Absolutely not.
She's been using that poop knife
To open Amazon box.
What if she like put it in her mouth to like grab, what if she like did that? What if she's like, what is all this? Why does it smell?
I hope he cleans it.
What does he do? Just rinse his shitty knife off in the
Right.
sink? Does he spray it with
Probably.
the shower?
Probably.
Do you guys have a poop knife? Leave a comment down below if you have a poop knife. I want to know. How much are these people shitting?
Because why are you?
I don't understand. But yeah, I remember the first time I heard poop knife, I was dying.
It honestly reminded me of Logan and his dad. Just because they had different names for things and they didn't find out until much later.
You hear that, babe?
But yeah, that's what I kept thinking, is it reminded me of Logan and their different names for things throughout his childhood.
That's really funny. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. Leave your thoughts down in the comments below on who you thought was the asshole and who you thought was not. And let me know if you have a poop knife. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.